Hey, we are live.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Wendy Rose Williams, and I'm here with Gregg Kirk for the Waking Up Spiritually podcast. And we're so happy to welcome you. What a perfect day on the Lionsgate portal. So August 8th every year, and that's going to be our focus for today. And I'm a past life adventure guide. I help people release energy that doesn't serve them anymore. Things like pain, anxiety, depression. And I can be reached via my website at wendyrosewilliams.com. So I'll turn it over to Gregg to introduce himself, and then we'll get going. So welcome everyone for being here.
Yes, my name is Gregg Kirk. I am a light worker, healing practitioner, energy worker who can be found at greggkirk.com. That's GREGGKIRK.com. I do energy sessions with people, mainly have been doing them remotely recently, and also leading a online group healing circle that we have every Sunday afternoon. And today we did a Lionsgate portal meditation and had some great results. We could maybe talk a little bit about that, but mainly today we are talking about this kind of harmonic astral convergence that's happening today on August 8th. And it's funny, Wendy, a year ago, we also did our broadcast on August 8th.
Which is interesting. Yes, yes. That is something.
So let me get the screen shared. Those of you who are, of course, listening to this as a podcast, we'll just do our best to describe what these slides are, but
and you're able to see everything at wakingupspiritually.com. That's where we archive the past programs, and that's where you're able to see the PowerPoint presentation. And this is perfect timing because we podcast twice a month, normally on the second and fourth Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So it just happened. But as we know, nothing just happens. It's just this lovely, perfect timing. So welcome to the Lionsgate portal. As Gregg mentioned, it's just an important moment astrologically when we're able to do these powerful downloads. And it's not just this one day. It's for a week or so leading up to today. And then the energy is the strongest today, and then a week or so after the event. So don't feel you're missing out if you're listening to this later. So what is the Lionsgate portal opening? So it's the alignment of the sun being in Leo as the astrological sign with the bright star Sirius, which is known as the spiritual sun. And it is a heart chakra opening opportunity, absolutely. And what does the number 8 represent? Because here we have 8. It represents power and strength, so well represented by the lion. And it also represents new beginnings. And it's also a new moon in Leo today. And that doesn't happen every month, every year for that to occur right on August 8th. So it is the perfect time to just manifest and really think about your life purpose and what you need to be living that life purpose. And for instance, you can ask to be manifesting wonderful abundance, with abundance referring to your health and your harmonious, happy relationships, as well as your wealth and finances, so that you can live that life purpose in the best possible way. So many people have vivid dreams around this event, around the Lionsgate portal, because it is an opening, it is a portal. And I had one quite a few years ago. It was around 2012 or 2013. And I love how dreams are just such this mixture of out there things and powerful energy, and also like everyday life. So my Lionsgate portal opening, my heart chakra opening, the dream took place at Costco in the parking lot, which I think is so funny. Because just talk about, daily living and you're just out doing your errands. And in the dream, what happened was I was parking at Costco in that huge parking lot. I happen to live in Kirkland, Washington, which is where the original Costco store is. That's why it's Kirkland's signature brand, because it's named from this location. And I had my youngest daughter, Taylor, with me in the dream. So we're there at Costco and we get out of the car. I'm checking, okay, we've got the Costco card, we've got the shopping bags, we've got the list. And I start to walk into the store, but she immediately falls back. She was a teenager at the time, as well as in the dream. And, as teenagers do, she got very enraptured with something on her phone. So she stopped to take a call or do Pokemon or whatever she was doing with her phone. And I was like, okay. And she said, oh, go ahead, Mom. I'll meet up with you in the store, is what she told me in the dream. And I think that was very important because it gave us our moment to each have our own Lion Gate moment. And as I started walking to the store, I wasn't to the carts yet. And all of a sudden I see coming out between parked cars, this huge male lion in his full glory, just, that full mane. And I looked at him out of the corner of my eye and I was like, oh, that's different. Is this dangerous? Is this a good thing? So I was feeling into the energy and I could just feel my heart opening. And he just kind of winked at me. And I knew he wasn't a danger to me. I knew no one else was going to see this lion. And I just kind of bowed to him and just walked on by him. It was just that easy. We just took the measure of each other and I walked on by him. So I get my cart, I'm starting to enter the store and I think, oh my gosh, what about my daughter? How is she going to do? And I could hear my guide saying, she's not going to meet the same lion. She's going to meet a different lion and have her own experience. So she met the female lioness because I went back for her. I just left my cart and went back for her. And I found her in the parking lot about halfway between the car and the entrance. And she was wrestling with the female lioness. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, is she okay? Is this going to have a good outcome? And my guides again said, let her do her thing. She needs to do this herself. You can stand there and send her love, but you're not meant to intervene. This is her own moment. And she needs to find her courage. She needs to deal with this in her best way. So she did. She wrestled with the lioness. It turned to play, which was just really beautiful. And then she picked herself up and dusted herself off like, I'm done with that. And I could just see her heart glowing and I could see her heart opening too. And she just walked over to me, so blasé, like only a teenager can do. And she's like, what are you standing there for? Let's get our groceries. Let's get our stuff. So we went in the store, but that was our Lionsgate opening. What was interesting was at the time, I didn't really know what it was about. I wasn't familiar with the Lionsgate. I didn't know what that portal opening represented, but yet I had the dream anyway, and then it was a few days before August 8th, and then found all the buzz on the internet of what it was about. It's like, oh my goodness, yes, that is what happened for both of us. We had that wonderful heart chakra opening at that time. So I'd like to just give respect to Cecil the lion. He was a park lion who was killed by an American trophy hunter, sadly. And it appears what happened was the lion was baited out of the park where he was protected, and he was hunted and killed to become a trophy. And couple of articles about that. And obviously it caused worldwide outrage at the time, and people still remember it. The event was in July. And when I asked my guides, why do things like this happen? This is terrible that this magnificent black maned lion that was just so beloved by so many people could be killed in this manner. And there were some legal proceedings, but they were dropped pretty quickly, and the government just backed down and frankly didn't do anything. But what my guide said was Cecil laid down his life to help people be more aware of their hearts and to help us live in our hearts and to realize, guess what? We're not the only species here on the planet. We've got to do the right thing for other species too, including the animals. So some of the good that came out of it, the wildtomorrowfund.org is an example, was there was a lot of activism that came out of it to more protect the animals, because yes, it does come down to government regulations in a lot of ways of what's going to be done and what's put in place to protect and just honor these amazing animals. So that's what I wanted to say is, Cecil, we still do remember you, and we still really are grateful for your life and appreciate what you did for us in death and thereon after. So that's what I wanted to communicate today. I love this quote from Walt Disney. The best way to get started on whatever that project is that's in your heart is to quit talking and begin doing. So that's just a perfect summary to turn it over to Gregg.
Thank you, Wendy. So I prepared some suggestions and some nuts and bolts things that you can do today. And actually, the window for the portal, it opened on July 26th. It will be open all the way for the next 4 days until August 12th. But like Wendy said, now's the peak time when you can manifest. And so what exactly does that mean, manifest? Well, I think, it means changing your intention, your intent, or your focus of your intention into something that comes into the physical world. And probably the foremost person I know of who talks about this is somebody named Esther Hicks. And she does the Abraham Hicks meditations. I've seen her in person 3 times, I believe. She channels a group of beings called Abraham. They are behind the concept of The Secret. So if you've ever seen that movie, I believe there's a second movie that was out. They were actually contacted by the people to be a part of The Secret. And then Esther pulled out because when she saw how it was being put together, that The Secret itself was really more about manifesting material things, material wealth and so forth, which is not a bad thing, but it was pretty limited. It wasn't talking about spiritual growth at all. She pulled all the way out. And that's when she really got into doing her power of attraction meditations. So and I say her, I'm going to interchange talking about her because she's actually channeling. So it's Abraham who comes through her. And Abraham basically says, and this idea is not a new one, but it's, Abraham and Esther have really illustrated it and talked about it better than anyone I know, that you are broadcasting a frequency, and like attracts like. So if you are broadcasting a certain frequency of abundance, you're going to get abundance in your life. If you are broadcasting a frequency of need, you're always going to have need. And how do you do that? It starts with your thoughts and it ends up with your emotions, So thoughts plus emotions equal the vibration that you're always broadcasting, whether you know it or not. So you're always broadcasting this frequency. And it's kind of like, look what's, take some inventory, look what's in your life now. What are you currently manifesting? And if there are things that you don't like, you have the ability to change it. It's that simple. And she talks about that, basically saying, so people will say to her, oh, so you're saying my life is hard and it's my fault. Great. And she'll say, yes. So, but the good news is you can change it. So this is a perfect time while this portal is open, the manifesting and the energy around it can happen much more quickly. So what are some recommendations? First of all, figuring out what your intention really is. What's the best intention for you to manifest? Now, is it really, I want $1 million or I want a new car, or is it something a little more helpful, like your health or your spiritual growth or your ability to get over challenges? I mean, general stuff. Actually, that's what Esther and Abraham talk about. They say for your manifestations to be more successful, it's better for you to start general. So something just kind of general, like I want my health. And be careful about how you when you set your intention, it's better not to be negative. Well, so if you are setting an intention of I want to get over my bad health, or I want to get over my disease or something. There's an implication of want and an implication of imperfection. And Abraham and Esther would say, set your manifestation on complete healing or complete wellness, or even beyond that, moving into something you've never experienced before with your health, of something, I want amazing, magical health. And that's the better. And notice how it's very general. It's not something like, I need new wheels for my car. I need new tires for my car. That's, Abraham would say that's way too specific. And when you start trying to manifest things like, I need to pay my power bill, that kind of stuff, you're much less successful. And this is, over time, they've seen how these things work. It's just not as successful as when you start very general and stay very general, because a lot of times, I think we all realize we don't know what's best for us. So setting a very general intention of like, I want amazing magical health, you're going to get what you need, and you're going to get things beyond, you were probably setting, limitations for your health. Don't set any limitations. Allow it to be something beyond what you could imagine. So how do you do it? So what's the best thing for you to do on figuring out what are your best set of intentions? So number one, keep them general. Number two, keep them, not too many. Don't make a list. You should set, 2 or 3 of them at the most. And the best way to come up with this is to meditate. And hopefully, I believe we'll have time today. I'm going to lead us through a meditation that I think is the best way to, number one, figure out what your intention is, and then to set it. So once you figure out what your intention is, what are the steps to take to make it manifest? So the first is to focus on it in a way as if it's already happened. So here's the problem with the wish making and the manifestation thinking that a lot of people have. It kind of goes back to the old Star Wars thing where Luke and Yoda are hanging out, and he's trying to raise the X-Wing fighter out of the swamp, and he's not successful. But Luke is going to try again. And he says, and Yoda gives him some advice, and he says, okay, I'll try. And then of course, Yoda says the famous line, there is no try, only do. Because the idea of try is there is an element of it might not work. So when you set your manifestation, you set your intent on your manifestation, there is no element of it might not work. So how do you skip over that? You go right to, you already have it. So how do you do that? So let's say my intention is I want magical health. you start imagining and feeling what magical health feels like. And you sit with that intention. Now get this. Abraham says, if you hold that intention for 17 seconds, it will happen, especially if on top of it, you start experiencing the emotions of what that magical health feels like. Feel how good that feels. And if you really want to make it firm and really work, you start giving gratitude. You start feeling like, oh, this magical health is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you to all my guides, the creator, for this magical health that I have now. And you don't think about whether or not you have it at that point. You have it because it's one of those things where you have to set the intention in your energy. It'll follow physically. It takes more time for it to happen, physically. So holding that set of emotions of, I already have it. It feels wonderful. Thank you, for 17 seconds. And according to Abraham, people have said, well, what is that 17 seconds thing? Well, once you set that and you hold that vibration for that long, you send out the request to the universe. The universe has to comply. And according to Abraham, it's the law. So it's that straightforward. Hold on to that manifestation intent with good feelings and gratitude for 17 seconds, and it's yours, man. So it's a great thing for you to practice. It's a great thing to do. We all can be magical beings. We all are magical beings. The problem is we think we're not. So, so the best thing that I recommend, I'm going to stop at this point after I say these few words. I'd like to lead us through something called a God Spark meditation, where we focus in on our own personal energy that's connected to the creator, and we will work on our own intents and our feelings and so forth, and work on expanding our energy and solidifying our intentions for manifestation on this day. But Wendy, do you have any thoughts or comments about?
Yes, I like to link my manifestations to my life purpose. And a lot of people can feel guilty asking for what they need. It's very interesting. There's just so much poverty consciousness, for instance, or people just putting up with all sorts of health issues because they think, or poor relationships, challenging relationships, because they think that's all they deserve, or they think they can't have anything better. So when you're asking for that amazing, consistent, fantastic abundance to live your life purpose, I find that can really make a difference for people. And I've also, I liked what you said about the emotions, because then you've got to really feel it to make it be real and to manifest it. So that's an important part of the manifestation cycle. And the gratitude too, like you said, I like to say thank you, and then ask for what I need, and then say thank you again. So there's just kind of that, that cycle to it. And I've also replaced, I no longer say, I hope XYZ, I trust. And that's a really powerful shift. Just like I've replaced saying, I'm worried about XYZ. Sure, I can have concerns from time to time because that's appropriate, but worry is just a waste of time. And it's just, I really see it as an implant. And a lot of us were taught that that's how we should mother, and that's how we should express love, and that's how we should parent, is by worrying about you. So just letting it go, because we've got more important things to do.
Right. Now, once I got into the whole power of attraction thing, my mother would say to me on the phone, like, oh, I worry about you. I'm like, don't do that. You're wishing harm on me when you do that. Just understand that I'm good and wish good things, so.
And that person's lowering their vibration too, best intent, but I just honestly see it as a poor practice.
I agree. So let's move on to this idea of the God Spark meditation. We We've talked about this in a past episode where we talked about channeled messages from the guides. I received this set of instructions, I believe it was January of this year. I wrote an article about it. It's been published, and I've shared this idea around with a number of patients of mine who, and another, just friends who are light workers and so forth, who do this meditation, and they have all had very positive reactions, to the point where it's even hard for me to believe how good it is. So this is one of those things where, I know the Lionsgate portal's open today, and it's going to be open for another 4 days. But this meditation, if you want to come back and just do it every day, and you want to come back to this part of our broadcast and re-listen to it, or just listen to it and then be guided by it, please do, because it's very powerful. I don't know, it's the best meditation I know of, and it's something ultimately that once you get it down, you can start doing it on your own. I highly recommend it. So let's talk about a little bit what it actually is. So there is an area, I've never read about this, never heard about it. I've done so much energy work on people, I've never noticed this spot before, but it was pointed out to me during a group healing session, like I said, back in January. The idea is that there is like an orb inside of your chest area of your energy body. It's about where your spine is, so it's about 3 or 4 or 5 inches inside your body, what would be your physical body, but your energy body. And it is about a little bigger than a baseball maybe, and it's just this orb that is kind of like a portal. It's where your energy body connects to your physical body, and it's where your energy body connects to the creator. So this is kind of like your energetic navel or umbilical cord area, where you're connected in so many ways in this area. Why is this area important? Well, aside from all those things, which is pretty amazing, when you give focus to this area, people have reported, and I feel it myself, and hopefully when we go through the meditation, you'll feel it as well. Things start changing in you energetically. It's what the idea is as you start focusing on this area, it's kind of like a valve or a portal. It starts to relax and open up, and energy from the creator starts to come in to your energetic body. It's not just energy, it's love and wisdom and everything that you want can come. You can pull it into your energetic body and ultimately your physical body. So this, if you want, the best clearing meditation that I know of, here you go. It goes even beyond that. It can be an opportunity for an upgrade for you. And the way you can really accelerate this energy coming in and opening up this portal is by spinning energy around you, as if you have an orbiting moon around you, and you spin this energy, in an imaginary way or around you, and it acts as a torsion effect, and it starts opening up the orb area. So that's the mechanics of it. I'm going to lead us through it. The best thing for you to do would be to lie. Well, actually, let's get into position now. So if you want to lie down now, arms and legs at your side. The idea is you don't want any limbs crossed. Get in an area where you're either sitting or lying down where your spine is straight. Because we're doing this type of opening up exercise energetically, we want to create protection around it. So we want to invoke Archangel Michael, Raphael, Saint Germain, all the guides, guardian angels, healing entities, and non-physical beings who have all of our best interests in mind to provide healing, guidance, and protection for everyone who's listening or watching this broadcast. We are all sovereign beings. We're practicing free will, and we do not give permission for anything or anyone to enter our fields or our bodies, and we do not allow the mingling of our energies during this session. So let's relax. To get started, let's take some deep breaths. I'll lead us on a quick breathing exercise. I'm just going to describe it real quickly. We're going to breathe in through the nose. I'm going to count it silently for 8 beats. as you breathe in through the nose, imagine this love, light, and healing coming into your body. We're going to hold that for 8 seconds. That I'll count silently. And then we're going to release it out through the mouth like you're blowing through a straw for 10 long seconds, exhaling anything that might block you or that does not serve you, that does not belong. So here we go. Let's breathe in through the nose now. Hold it. Release. In through the nose again. Hold it. Release. Last one, in through the nose. Hold it. Release. All right, with your mind's eye, start to imagine, or if you can see, look at your energy body. This is a version of you that looks kind of like an X-ray of you. That's one way to look at it. And just look in your chest area and see if you can see this area that I was talking about, this orb area in the very center of your chest, inside your chest. It should look like a glowing ball or an orb or a little star that's inside very center of your chest cavity. You can feel it right now, inside of your chest right now. Feel that area. Put focus on it. If you can't see it, then imagine it, that there's this little star inside of you that's just burning brightly. It's opening up right now because you're putting attention and focus on it. So let's spin the energy around us like I was talking about earlier, like a hula hoop or the rings of Saturn moving around you horizontally, move them around you from left to right. Start spinning them as fast as you want. Spin them around you so that now, as you feel that spinning motion happening, you should start to feel this God spark area start to open up a bit. It should feel nice and relaxed and warm. Heart chakra opening up, love and wisdom starting to come through into your energetic and physical body. Keep spinning this and feeling or seeing this God spark area opening up. Now, the next step is to take your mind's eye, your consciousness, your focal point, put it inside of this God spark area so that once you're inside of it, all that you see is this beautiful, bright light and the feeling of love and warmth surrounds you. This is your energy mixed in with the Creator. This is the purest, highest form of your energy right now. So as you relax into this energy, just be open to what your life's purpose is, your goals. And this is where you can take some personal time and start contemplating the things that are really good for you. What are the intentions, the things that you could use to improve your life right now while this Lionsgate portal is open? Think about just one or two, nothing complex. They should just spring right to mind. You shouldn't have to think about this. Like I said, the more general, the better. And as you think about this intention, if it makes your heart sing, if it makes your heart feel relaxed and open up, that's the right one. So put focus on that now. and just feel what it feels like to have that, to have this thing now in your life, changing your life for the better, making it beyond what you had imagined. Think how great and amazing that feels. Think how it not only affects your life, but it actually affects other people's lives in a positive way. How this changing of your energy really positively affects everything around you. Give thanks for that. Give gratitude to yourself, to your guides, to the Creator, all who have brought this about. Let's hold on to that feeling. Like I said, for 17 seconds. Feel it now. Feel it open your heart and feel how good it all feels. Energy still spinning around you. Feels so good. Thank you, all the guides. And to end this, it's always a good idea is to keep spinning this energy and feel this God spark area open all the way out to get larger to the point where now it's bigger than a beach ball and it's expanding and it's starting to go outside your field to the point where it encompasses your entire energy body in an orb of protection. It's filled with this beautiful light and love and wisdom. And as you feel that completely encompass you and shields your energy from negative energy, we're going to hold this for another few seconds, giving thanks to the guides and to the Creator for just the idea of this exercise that we can do every day. Hold that a few more seconds. Bask in it, bathe in it, feel how good it feels. We want to thank the guides, the guardian angels, the healing entities, and the non-physical beings who have all of our best interests in mind. Please allow all of us to integrate this energy with grace and ease and to look after us with love and protection for the rest of the day. Thank you all. Okay, just take some time coming back to your consciousness. And hopefully you all feel good about that. You feel good from it. And just know this is something you can do every day. You do it more than once a day if you want. I've heard of people doing it several times a day. Nothing wrong with that. So how did you do, Wendy?
That was wonderful. I was listening, but then I went and traveled and did my own thing, which is also
Perfect.
fine. Don't feel that you're doing a guided meditation wrong if you just really go off and travel on your own, particularly if you're an experienced meditator. That just happens.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
We get what we need and then just come right back.
Yep, very good.
So thank you. That was lovely.
Yeah, well, that is our program for today, our prepared program.
Okay, well, wonderful. Well, please join us again on September 12th. We will not be having podcast in 2 weeks because I will be traveling and will be out of state. But please come back with us on September 12th. And as I mentioned, you can get all the archives at wakingupspiritually.com. And you can find 26, 27 episodes there, things regarding energy management, past lives, just so many different topics. You are welcome to go to my website at wendyrosewilliams.com and request a complimentary 15-minute phone appointment to see if I may be of service to you. And please visit Gregg at his website, which is Gregg, Kirk.com, and check out his wonderful book, as well as services and programs that Gregg offers. And thank you to everyone. Just enjoy your summer, and we really appreciate you being here with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.